Well, this is where I live right here. This is the Brookview Apartments, and I live upstairs in the part up there with the window open there. And this is my home. Well, let's go to the crazy board ride with a video on my face. I live. I live. Beatles. Okay. Holding a video is enough. Not talking and narrating. Okay, this is Route 7 through Gloucester here. On the road here, the big road. Let's see if the intersection is clear here. Okay. Heading down 7 now. See the bridge getting ready to leave down. There's Yorktown. Yes. Okay, we're now in Yorktown now on the battlefields, and I'm going to drive around here a little bit. And there's some forts, some earthworks, they call them, where the battle actually took place right ahead of us there, some of them anyway. Okay, straight ahead here in the white granite ahead of us is the victory back in 18 something. I'm not sure the date. You'll see it on the statue itself. So a tourist like slowing down in front of me to take a picture, I guess. Okay, here. And they're illegally parked. Now and then too, like wearing video cameras. Well, this is Main Street in Yorktown. It's closed to cars right now. I'll have to walk up there in person, but heading to now. Brakes. Okay, this is Yorktown Beach here, you can call it. This is the York area, and we're just looking in various directions here. It's a picnic area up there where we can have a picnic. And choose to be a big tobacco port. See, back in the war, Yorktown was one of the most important tobacco ports in Virginia, for that matter. And about 40 houses on the street here, where I'm walking here, where we're riding here. But in the 1820s, they were burnt down. This house right here is the only one rebuilt in that colonial style. Out of all of them. Because we got thriving port city here. This is the Coleman back where I'm there. Hot day that is. Pub, it's a little bar there on the beach. It's kind of every now and then. There's a few hotels and so forth around here. Not too much, really. But see here, this is kind of the commercialized area up here. Like I said, back in the time of the war, it's like a bunch of houses burned down in the 1820s. So it's kind of like nothing's authentic here for the most part. There's the prison where I'll end up being at the cop. Okay, right now I'm in my car and I'm looking down the historic district on Main Street in Yorktown. There's a few old buildings here, not a lot. And this is really nothing compared to what you see in Williamsburg. I mean, for Williamsburg, you walk a mile in places like this. And some of these houses here are supposed to be like rebuilts of the originals. And for example, this right here we're approaching is what's called the old customs house. Okay. Now we're approaching the Park Service owns here on the battlefield itself. Tourists. Going in here, right behind us actually. I'm taking you in to see what sides of us here. You can see over there. That's where I'm going right there. I'll show you taking out 12, I believe, and I'll take you there in just a minute. In person, of course. River. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful day out here, and this is one of the forts here of Yorktown, and this is Redoubt 10, which is the American garrison, and the American forces, I guess the French were in this fort here, and the forts are kind of built in the following way. They have boats around them where the people are walking over there, and they have spikes which are made out of wood, obviously, you have the concrete for the tourists that don't rot, obviously, and then, well, it's kind of like earthworks, and it serves a crater where the men were at. Maybe she's sitting up there shooting off the edge, and I guess it'd be kind of rough to get up there, but got spikes here, and there's like, well, there's a moat here about 10 feet deep here. It's kind of tough to get up from there. You got spikes to climb over, and then men shooting at you from up there. So it's kind of a rough job if you ever got there alive, I guess. And I'll take you inside. I can show you what it's like inside. Here you can see the perimeter of the fort here, the redoubt as they call it. Just look at all those spikes there. They were originally wood, but they have concrete there just so it doesn't rot nowadays for the tourists. And I'm pointing now to the river. The river is actually in that direction. The river is right straight ahead there. And that's why the British lost the battle, because they actually got pushed into the sea eventually because they couldn't go any farther. this here is kind of like a tourist entrance of sorts. There's spikes there, and well, actually there'd be spikes all around me, but they cut a hole in here so the tourists can go in pretty easily. But basically, if you were in here, it's kind of like a crater of sorts, a crater. And you'd be in here for many days, I guess, taking cannonballs and people shooting at you, and you'd be stuck in the middle here. And it was probably mud. It was probably real hell when they were back here, I'd imagine. Well, there's the tourist entrance where I was right there, the little entrance I walked in, and you can kind of see how it's like a crater here, and it's kind of like a round crater with, you know, hills and all here. It's a little path I was walking on, and well, there's the spikes again there. You can see the spikes again in the moat in the ground. Then back there, real far in front of me, is my car there, obviously, and the river's right in front of us. The river's right directly ahead. And the reason the British actually lost the battle is because the Americans and French forced them into the river there. They had no way to go. They were lost. They were literally run off the hill. Run off the cliff, you might say, interestingly. Okay, right now you're looking at the barrel of a cannon. We're behind a earthwork, a cannon's, I guess the British, of course. Just shows you an example of some of the firepower of that time 2 centuries ago. I'm on the Colonial Parkway. Leads down to Jamesburg in the middle. It's closed traffic lane for yes. And miles we're at. Bike. Then I just want to show you how it looks here on the outside here. That's the York River there. And with telephoto you can see Gloucester County over there. There's a little sailboat. Beautiful day out here, just so warm and nice fall day. Bumpy road here. Well, right now you're looking up Duke of Gloucester Street in Colonial Williamsburg. This is restored Colonial Williamsburg, our former colonial capital. And this is Duke of Gloucester Street, the main thoroughfare in Williamsburg here. It's closed to cars. It's for pedestrians and horses and carriages only at this time, just as if it was back then. And right there and directly in front of us is Bruton Parish Church, which is the old church in the area here. And let me just back up a little here. And right here is a line of people getting ready to get into the old courthouse. That's the court building there, and there's a lady dressed in the typical outfit of the century there. Gentleman too. Acting the part too. And there's the Stocks public whipping post there, back in the days when crime was met with punishment back in those old days. And there's the other direction. See all the restored shops there. And at the very end of Gloucester Street up there, way up there, you can't see it yet, is the colonial capital where the House of Burgesses, the first parliament in America, met. And then let me just turn around here. And this is the armory here where they kept their powder and guns at, you can see right there. Let's see our 17th century Beavis and Butthead types meet their fate here at Stocks. Okay, here's the horse and carriage here coming. That's the only kind of vehicle they allow on the streets here. And way up there is that colonial capital I was telling you about. Way up there. Guess I better get out of the road here. Okay, right now we're a little closer to the colonial capital here. I'm just showing buildings on the other side here. There's all kinds of restored taverns. That's the King's Arm Tavern right there, I believe it's called, one of the higher class ones around, where the big politicos of the day used to eat out, no doubt. Then right there is Riley's Tavern, where they'd smoke their tobacco at, you know, the big cash crop of the day. And that's where I came from back there. Okay, well, this is the colonial capital of Virginia here, and this is where the House of Burgesses met, which was the first elected assembly in all of America, the first democratic parliament in all of America. And this is where patriots like Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Patrick Henry, they were all members of the assembly here. They met here certainly on numerous occasions. And the British flag still there. I guess they put it up after they rebuilt it, of course, but I imagine it was torn down at one time sooner or later. Just another view up through Gloucester Street here, looking from the colonial capital the other direction now. Okay. This right here is the Governor's Palace of Virginia. This is where the Governor of Virginia, both in the colonial and post-colonial days, lived. And it's probably the most visited building here in Williamsburg. It costs a few bucks to get in. It's certainly worth your time though. They have a kitchen you can tour, say they cook, and it's really fascinating. Some gardens in the back, and they also have like a maze that's made of bushes, and you walk through the maze. It's fantastic, really interesting. Beautiful day here. It's like 75 degrees in the middle of October. I'm actually a little hot here, standing in the sun. Beautiful. Well, let me continue my little tour here. And this here is Brewton Parish Church, which was founded in 1715 and is the oldest Episcopal church in the area here, I believe. And this is where all the patriots like Washington, Jefferson, and Patrick Henry and all those guys, they probably worship in here, no doubt. And there's actually, you can see where they sat if you walk in there. And it's even got a sundial there to the yard. I might want to check it out, see what time it is. I'm lost on my watch right now. And that's looking back toward the Capitol in that direction there. Okay, I'm looking back on Gloucester Street again, looking in the opposite direction as before, and way far up there, if you can see a tower way up there in front of us, that is the tower of the Wren building on the College of William Mary. Now the street, Duke Gloucester Street, it goes between two monuments, the Wren building where we're looking here, and the Colonial Capitol where we formerly, and it's about a mile distance actually. I'm not going to walk that far, I'll ride up there to show you the Wren building there. And the Wren building was founded in 1693, it was built in 1693, it's the oldest building on William Mary, and they claim the oldest building in constant academic use in all of America for that matter. We'll be there in just a minute. Okay, we're looking back again. Now we're farther up toward the Wren building, and there's the Colonial Capitol about a mile back in that direction there. And where that barricade is where the Colonial District actually stops. And right now I'm still on Duke Gloucester Street, but this is called Colonial Square, and this is like a high-class shopping district between there and the college. So there's the Wren building right there. We'll be there in just a second. And this just shows how it's kind of like outdoor cafes and bookshops and toy shops and candy shops and tourist stuff like that. There's a nice little outdoor cafe right there. Wouldn't mind being there right now. This here is the Wren building, which is the oldest college building in all of America. They claim it was built in 1693. And this is where I passed through the first tours when I graduated back in 1989, May of '89, and everything was placed in here, I guess. And of course Jefferson was there as well, and all those famous guys went there as well. Okay, right now I've walked through the portico in the middle of the building. I'll come out the other side, and now you're in the College of William Mary, the campus proper. And this is the Sunken Gardens, it's called right there. It's a little garden down there where you kind of like hang out and play frisbee or study or whatever on a hot, nice warm day. And this is called the old campus here. The old campus is the oldest part, obviously. There are some modern buildings, of course, but this is the old part here that borders on the Sunken Gardens. Well, I'm on the College of William Mary now, the campus proper, and this is the bridge at Crimdell, a very little picturesque bridge there. Usually there's ducks out here. I don't know where the ducks are right now, though. Well, when you come here to visit me, hopefully we can walk over together, I should say. It's a little sculpture there of sorts, a bird. Right here is a copy of the original college seal here. This seal was the only seal ever in America granted to a college by the British monarchs. The only college in America ever to get their coat of arms from Britain. And it shows the Wren building here in the front. I don't know what the rest is. In this building, I guess it's been torn down. But really famous spot here. And I must have passed by here a million times when I was going to college, walking back to the classroom there. Hampton's a major city to the us, and it's Mercury Boulevard out there, the major. Okay, this is still Main Street, looking in the opposite direction, and right there in front of you is Gloucester Courthouse, the historic courthouse. Provincial capital, if you want to call it that. And this is Main Street, is a down, and actually, so that. The overhang in that building there is where my father works in the director of purchasing office it is. Okay, this is still in the opposite direction, and right there in front of you is Gloucester Courthouse, the historic Gloucester Courthouse. And it's actually in a circle surrounded by the road. You can see how the cars go right around it. It's in a circle. And this here is one of the oldest courthouses in Virginia, if not the oldest possibly. And right in the middle there, if you can see, there's the Confederate monument, which I will take you and show you in just a second. And that's the monument right there in the center. Okay, you're looking at the Confederate monument right in front of the middle of the courthouse, and I guess every town in Virginia, or the South for that matter, has a Confederate monument. Those who died in the Civil War from Gloucester. As you can see here, the Gloucester Confederate Civil War dead of Gloucester, as it says there. Well, this is also a very important spot for me, because on this spot right here is where I got sworn to the Army. You know, the old oath of office, I took it right here in this spot in 1989, May of '89 actually. So, I guess for better or worse, this is where it happened. Neck is a part of Gloucester County, north of where I live in White Marsh. And this pier actually belongs to my friend Mrs. Gill, the elderly lady I told you, my good friend, my elderly lady. And this here is Belmont Creek. It's all salt water. And if you go about a mile out that way, you run into the North River, which is a tributary of the Chesapeake Bay, a tributary that is. Go about 5 more miles, not directly the river, and you'll be in the Chesapeake Bay proper. So it's all a beautiful area around here. And you can crab and fish and whatever. He has crab pots I think out here right now. Let's see. Where are they? Kind of mangled, but if it was a few months from now, there'd be crabs in this. But I don't need them anyway, so what's the difference? Well, let me see. I'll give you a better view in a second of the bay. I'm going to give you the 180-degree sweep here. You can see our boat sitting there, a little rowboat. Going around, the water actually borders her yard on 3 directions, so it's really a neat place to go to. There's where I was standing again. Let me put it in a telephoto here, so you can see way up there. On the other side there is across the river, and the river is Matthews County. And once I paddled the boat over there, it took me 500 strokes once to get there. And I got on the side and kind of jumped out of the boat for a second, did a little dance and got back and came back 500 more strokes. Wasn't a lot of fun, obviously, coming back. And some days when you come here, you see cranes and mallards and all kinds of wild geese and whatever, and they just hang out here in the creek. So as you can see, there's water on 3 sides of her yard here. And while I'm at it, I'll show her house as well. I'll give you 360 degrees then. That's the yard there. And there's her house, where I used to live for some time with her. And eventually we were where we started. There's the water again on the third side. And there's our boat again, so I'll stop. You probably think it's a warm day because I'm wearing no shirt. I'm wearing no coat, that is, but that's just the way I am. I don't wear a coat ever hardly at all. It's probably within 45, 50 degrees out here right now. I'm kind of freezing a little bit actually, though I don't look that way, but I spent a winter in Minnesota, so I know what cold is, and this doesn't bother me down here. It's cold in Minnesota, not here. And on a warm day out here, it's really nice. You can get in the boat here and paddle across the river to Matthews County if you want. Like I said, 500 strokes, you want to take it for an exercise, burn a few calories off. And when you come down here, also when you come down here to visit me in the summer, I'll definitely take you to visit Mrs. Gill. She's a very nice lady, and been for several years actually, as I said. Well, I guess my hair's probably wrecked now the way the wind's blowing out here. It's pretty windy as well, being in the water. And food you can catch here in person. The crab traps and the fishing rods, she does it all herself. She gardens too. She's very active. She's actually more active than I am. 73 years old. She gardens and crabs and canes chairs and goes here and goes there. And kind of gets me dizzy actually when I hear how much she does at her age. So when I get that old, I'm kind of like her as well. I don't want to slow down when I get older. Well, well, I guess I'll continue my trip here. Out of words for right now, so I'll continue on. Actually, good afternoon, rather, I should say. It's about 1 o'clock now. It's a Sunday. I just got back from church a few minutes ago. And I'm in Hampton right now. You probably know what Hampton is on the map. And this here is the point where the colonists at Jamestown first landed before they went to Jamestown. They landed here on April 30th, 1607, somewhere around this point here. And they were here before they went to Jamestown, which is far up the river that way. I'll show you the river in a minute, and the harbor here. There's a harbor right around here. Norfolk's on the other side. The city of Norfolk is over there. I'll point it out to you in just a second. It's kind of a chilly day here, but at least it's nice and sunny, and I like it that way. Get a little pale, so I use the sun. Guess I'll show you some more now. The battery's up. Okay, right there is Interstate 64, the road that connects Hampton with Norfolk. I'm in Hampton right now, and Norfolk's on the other side. See the cars go on the bridge there, and eventually it turns into a tunnel. And when you get on the other side there, you've crossed the Hampton Roads Harbor, and you're in Norfolk. That's Norfolk over there. And that there is part of the naval base. There's a naval ship over there. One of the biggest Navy bases on the East Coast, I believe. Sailboat. Some kind of tanker out there. Well, we're now heading into an island, as you can see here. There's water on all sides, as you can see. More photography here is Fort Monroe, one of the best kept secrets of the U.S. Army. I'll show you what's so neat about it in a minute. Killed doing this. This here is the center of Fort Monroe, and it's actually an island within an island. There's a moat surrounding the inner island. See where gun turrets used to be in the old days. Well, this is the moat around the casemate. The inner fort is called, there's like an inner island here, as I said. And during the Civil War, this was the only installation in all of the South. The whole South never fell to the Southern forces. Northern Union forces held this fort the whole time of the Civil War because of the cannon holes and the guns from up top. And the Southern forces, the Confederates, let them stay here the whole time of the Civil War. And actually, after the Civil War, it was very important because Jefferson Davis was falsely imprisoned. Was imprisoned here for plotting the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, which turned to be not true in the end, and it turned to be a fraud. For a while, he was in prison in one of these casemates in here, and the cell still exists this very day. The cell isn't exactly as it was back then. And it's really interesting to walk in there and see that. There's a museum actually in there as well. And in a minute, I'll walk in through that bridge there and get into the fort itself.